What's up, BLN? We back again with another video. Got my partner Bristol, and today we got a special guest. She goes by the name Miss Reinhardt. She has a Sprinter van, and she's already doing loads with. I met her last week. We was actually getting something to eat together, and Mr. DJ Breadlove, man, y'all go follow him on Facebook, man. He cooks every Sunday, man. Go support him. He's real good. He's real good. So today, BLN, we go ask her a few questions on her journey, how she acquired her, of course, her Sprinter van, and some basic questions that could potentially help you one day get you a Sprinter van and start booking loads and everything. So, Miss Reinhardt, the first question is, what made you think about getting a Sprinter van?
All right. I think it came mostly from my background, though. So I teach 7th and 8th grade careers and entrepreneurship. So, of course, my 8th graders start with the whole business plan. And so from there, it was like, okay, what can I do? What industry can I go into? Because I was like, I'm helping them. Let me help myself. So I was already dispatching for Transportation Insight. And so I was seeing all the money and all the loads out there. So originally I didn't want a Sprinter van. I wanted a box truck. And so with the market being so saturated with people jumping in right now, those box trucks are going up. And so, hey, I got good credit. I just jumped on that Mercedes bandwagon.
Say that one more time. I don't think they heard you. You said you got
good credit.
Oh,
credit
okay.
will take you far.
Yeah, take you far. And I'll be trying to tell y'all that. I'm glad you brought up that. So you said you acquired your Sprinter van simply because you had good credit. I know you're already working. I'm not saying that the credit, was going to keep you from not getting it, but did the credit actually help you acquire that Sprinter van?
Yes. So Mercedes, shout out to Mercedes of Pineville, because I will say my year was yesterday. They even called me, still making sure I was doing good in the business, and to see if I wanted another one. But then he took it back. He was like, "Hey, we'll give you $5,000 more than you paid to get this back, because it's on high demand, and it's hard to find one used." But hey, all you need to go through Mercedes is a 700 credit score.
700 credit score. So how much money are we talking down?
So originally they never said, I had to put this amount down. Just me personally, I put down $4,000.
Right.
Because you're talking about a $60,000 vehicle.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't want high payments.
So let me ask you a question. For the ones that's listening, did you acquire this vehicle, this Sprinter van, under your personal credit or your business credit?
So if I would have known what I known, I would have, at least went out, got credit cards or whatever, just started my business credit slowly along. But I did have to PG, like I did have to, which is a personal guarantee. I did have to sign my name. But if you are in good standing, if you build your business credit first, it can just go under your company name. So It's technically under my company name, but I had to co-sign basically.
Yeah, the PG serves as a co-signer, just to help your business credit. And I'm glad she spoke on that. What I wanted to ask you, now that you acquired your Sprinter van, and I know you said you work for a dispatch company, so you basically know all the routes and everything. So how is it, how are you handling this now, since you're by yourself and you're doing your own thing with the Sprinter van and the dispatching?
Okay, so I'm gonna just be honest. It's not easy. It's not an easy road. I mean, some weeks you'll do excellent. It's like, ooh, boom, boom, boom. Next week is slow. It is a bidding war. It's a bidding process. So sometimes you get a company a call, hey, can you run this? Well, how much will you bid to take it? And so me personally, I won't take anything under $1.10 per mile. But you will get some people who, if they've been sitting for a while, they'll take 80 cents a mile, they'll take 60 cents a mile, they'll take 50 cents a mile. That's great for someone who is running for their self. But for me, I hired a driver, so I have to break mines 3 ways. And that's paying, that's paying the driver, paying myself, and paying for maintenance. You always have to make sure you saving for maintenance as well.
Correct. So I do have a question. So I know you said that you look on mileage, and that's when you decide whether or not you want to, place the bid or, get selected for the bid. What platform do you use to find loads?
So the free one, I actually got a little company I run through, and it's Empire. No lie, it's probably one of the crappiest companies you can run through. But if you're just starting to build yourself until you get used to things, that's great. But for the Sprinter van, the best load board is Selectus, and that's what all my bids went on for Nolan, and Transportation Insight, which was bought out by Nolan, and Selectus is probably your best bet, and it's $500 a month though, but it's well worth it.
You said Selectus, so that's SYLECTUS.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Selectus, so that's $500 a month. But you said they're the best ones to find potential loads to help your Sprinter van company grow.
And what was that?
And they used to be set up to where you couldn't join unless you had a fleet. So if you're wise, and then I've done it this way too, like just jumped on, like split it with someone. You get what I'm saying? Like you'll find people in the market who want to, like, hey, you pay this month, I'll pay next month, or someone that you trust though. Don't go out just anybody.
Now you said the first one was what again? I'm sorry, we couldn't hear you. The free
Empire is a company I run through. Okay. So if you're new to the market, hey, they'll put you on Empire. I think you got sorry, y'all, we just got a dog and she she can't stay still. Yeah, Empire is the company I run through, and then the load board I use is Selectus.
Right, and you said that's $500 a year.
No, that's a month. Selectus is $500 a month.
Hey, I won. We give you $250 right now.
Oh, no, $500 a month. But 3 people get in it. I mean, you got your man, I got my man. He, whoever. That's nothing compared to what better rates you can get compared to jumping on Empire, because Empire, they're going to take 10% of whatever you bid on, and it's going to be low. So. Hey, you come out better just jumping on Selectus, doing it yourself.
Right. Now I do have a question. Now that you have the Sprinter van, did you have to go, through the trouble of, acquiring your DOT number and all of that?
Oh yes. So first, of course, going and getting your business name, all that, making sure you're secure with that, and then yes, you have to make sure you have your DOT, your MC, you get an MC license, and your EIN number, which of course that's with acquiring your business. But if you're going to run, regardless if you're running in-state or state to state, you have to apply for a DOT number.
Right. How do one go about applying for a DOT number? Is there a specific website do you have to go to?
It is a specific website, and I didn't even have a paper beside of me because I just got from my soccer game, but there is a specific website for that.
I just had to make sure I'll post in the comment section when I find it. Okay, so the business credit DOT number. I'm trying to think, Bruce, you got any questions?
It's through the FC MSA, something like that. Federal Motor Commission.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we find
FMCSA.dot.gov.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly where you register. While the first time you apply, you want to go ahead and just make sure, I honestly believe, even if you're going to stay in states, you never know, because it's different rules for different states. So I would just apply just to run state to state or to other states. Just don't limit yourself to North Carolina. It's freight and it needs to be moved. So, hey.
Right. Now I'm glad you talked about how to, you acquired your Sprinter van through your business and your personal credit, and you talked about the DOT number, you talking about the different platforms. Now I want to know a little bit about the insurance on the Sprinter van. How much do that roughly cost you every month?
Okay, so I'm laughing because at first I was gonna go through Progressive. I was just like, man, forget it. I'ma just go. And Progressive was asking for almost $2,000 down, and it was still gonna be probably about $1,500 a month. And so I had, and if you know Superior Insurance in Statesville, that lady, she went and broke it down for me, because of course, by it being a van that I am financing, you have to have full coverage. So she actually broke it down to where I'm paying probably like 3 different insurance companies, but it was a whole lot cheaper. So my insurance a month is only $525.
You can't beat that.
And that's what my cargo. You need cargo, and then that's like for full coverage in case something happens. And so that covers me probably like with $500,000 insurance policy, like, you know.
Okay,
as far as my
let me
cargo.
ask you a question. You say, so you need insurance for, of course, the Sprinter van, but you need insurance for the cargo as well. So they insure the cargo. Okay, I didn't even know that. I didn't.
And see, this is another thing too. Now, I know you have to have like your personal insurance, but there are some companies that will carry you as far as cargo and stuff like that you don't have to. So I want to say Empire is like that, but insurance basically works off of how long you've had it and how long, your policy gets cheaper based off the number of years. So I just went ahead and knocked everything out that first year, regardless of being new to the market or finding a company that carried that for me. So that's another thing too.
Right. Now, I did hear you say that you was wanting a box truck, but you went ahead and got the Sprinter van. Would you, if you had to choose right now, would you select another Sprinter van or another box truck?
Oh, I need that box truck, because it's been many of times I have did it on a load, got the load. I'm like, dang, that seems like a lot. I said, watch I get here, and it's probably a box truck, because the only difference, now your Sprinter van can hold probably about 4 pallets. You can stack them too high. But that box truck, you can get probably about 20 or so pallets on there. So when I got there, they're like, no, we requested a box truck, and so, so adding on to the fleet, box truck will be next. And then plus, because of what Mercedes just told me about the Sprinter, and I can tell because people are really selling them high as well, I would definitely do box truck and then a tractor trailer truck.
Right. I do know there's rules and regulations for the box truck. Certain, I think it's what, 24, 26 until trying to think
like 26 weight, you have to have a CDL. Anything below that, you're free to drive, and then you can always tell your weight by opening the door. Of course, it's right there.
Right.
So that's something to be mindful. If you go buy one, you have to know that.
So if it's over 26, then you got to have a CDL to drive.
Right, because you can carry a little bit more weight than the other one.
Now
then something else you have to check. Something else you have to pay attention to. Those box trucks, you're more likely to get pulled over from DOT because they want to make sure the difference between the weights. And then of course you probably have to stop at the weigh station. And then with the Sprinter van, you can just ride. I mean, knock on wood. We don't have to keep up with the log books and all of that. Right. No EDL, none of that. So
what is an EDL for ones that do not know what that is?
Tracking your mileage.
Okay.
Now the DOT number, do you pay that? Is that a one-time fee or annual fee or?
It is annual.
Annual. And how much is that?
DOT, if I can remember, because mine's is coming right back up. It's see, I wish I would have had my little notebook beside of me. I'm sorry, I came from a game. Something was 200 and something was 60.
Yeah, you don't have to give.
I want to say just to get started on that side, you're really not looking at it's nothing over 400, and then your insurance, that just depends on your driving record and like I said, what you're insuring.
Yeah, I know you said the box trucks. A lot of people are starting to acquire them right now. How much do a box truck, if you want to get a real nice box truck, nothing wrong with it, it's gonna last you a long time, what you think a good price to spend on one is?
You're probably looking at about 50,000.
So you might as well.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's not anywhere between 40 to 50,000. I've seen some the little store right there. It's off the interstate. I can't think of the name of the road, but he has like Harley Davidsons out there and stuff like that. I've stopped there before, and his was at 36, 37 with 200,000 miles.
I'm gonna give y'all some free game. If me and Miss Reinhardt was talking, like she said, once y'all start establishing y'all business credit and move through y'all business credit, then that's when you start talking about tax write-offs, and that's what a lot of people love to do. Don't get the game misconstrued. I know you can write off a certain percentage of your vehicle as long as you use that vehicle for 50% or more of your of course, of your job or your income when you're doing work. So that's another thing to look into. So you know, it might sound like a lot of money, but you know, if you know how to use the IRS to your advantage, you know, like we
right.
Yeah,
That is so true. So for the most part, of course, because I have teaching as my full-time job, and not saying this is a part-time because, hey, I'm booking loads as I'm teaching or or whatever. But for the most part, yes, you get those gas write-offs. I get to write off the mileage. Basically, I think there's a deduction basically for having employees this year. And then so it's like an automatic deduction, $5,000 for having a business. So yeah, say goodbye to itemizing, but also say hello to paying like off of what I made. So within I think I got my van in March, and I say like May, June, and I don't run every day. I really only choose to run maybe 2 or 3 days out the week. And that will cover me for paying my driver, paying my van payment, and my insurance, and, you know, a little bit left over. And so, like I said, I made probably from May until December, not, like I said, not running every day. And I promise November, I probably didn't move at all just because I had a driver who went on the truck driving school. So you was looking at almost like 20,000, but it's just like anything else. It has its peak seasons. Right. So, you know, of course, and like, you can also use Amazon as a backup. Amazon is strong in the box truck game.
I've seen that, like something called Amazon Relay, correct?
Amazon Relay, Amazon Flex for like your Sprinter van. Right. And so, you know, that's even without me jumping in that, but I'm on that platform as well. So I always look, see, you know, whatever. Yeah. So it's money out there.
It is. Mr. Bristol, do you have anything to ask Ms. Reinhardt? Because me and Mr. Bristol was something that's we've been thinking about acquiring a box truck, but you know, it's like you say, it's no easy task. It's no easy task.
What kind of salary do you give your driver? That's I guess.
So because this isn't my like I said, I hate to put it, it's not a part-time job, but you get what I'm saying. I understand it's my driver's full-time job. So I pay my driver 50% of what I make off the load. Now, someone else starting out, you know, just from talking to other people, they pay their drivers probably like 30 cents per mile or 30% of what they make off the load. Just depends on. Like I said, you jump on Selectus, hey, it's out there. I think the best thing too, and this is something I just got turned on to, hadn't jumped in it yet, is getting a solid contract. So a guy who actually has his own, he delivers bread, and so you can buy routes. And so right now he's saying, like, you know, people are retiring, like Pepperidge Farm, it's a couple routes open up for them. So basically when he bought his routes, he paid in like $5,000, but it's like guaranteed every day. You know what you're going to do, you know what stores you have to go to, and as long as you're doing good, you know, the stores add on, or you can add on. And so he makes, and that's his everyday job. You know, he said he's hired drivers, but he hate going back in after them. So that is probably my next venture out. Right. Yeah.
So you basically put $5,000 down for a guaranteed job.
Right. And so I looked online, and you can type in buy a truck route, and it's gonna come up. And like they had like Flowers Bakery, which is the bread company here in Newton. Now, baby, it's at like $40,000 down for that one, but it's guaranteed money. It's guaranteed routes, so you can just imagine how much you can really make up.
Like if you was moving under your business, could you not, do a possible tax write off on that $40,000, or you don't think that'll work?
I'm sure you can do something.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
You could probably. I don't know what expense. I'm trying to think. Huh?
A business expense, would it not fall underneath that?
It's an expense, but I don't know. Do they not max that out to a certain amount? I thought it was like 50,000. So you'd be right there at it. So yeah, that would be a good return. So you're gonna get that back off your taxes probably, or most of it anyway.
Right. Right. So do you use any platforms to find your driver, or you just, drivers, that in the family or good friends of yours that you hire?
Right. So initially it was supposed to be me and my brother, and I don't know what happened, but blessings to him. And so I have people who come up and just ask, hey, when you got something? And so now I have a lady, and she's down the ride. Like I said, my driver I had, he was a good driver, but he went and got his CDLs in November. So I know, he is with a trucking company now. Mm-hmm. But he wants to eventually do the same thing I'm doing, which he did. He bought a box truck first. He bought the wrong box truck. So when his box truck, it was more of a moving box truck. And there is a difference. So you got to make sure that the box truck you get will be able to pull up to the dock doors and stand at the height of the dock doors, or else a forklift cannot drive on and load it. So that makes a difference. That's something you definitely have to make sure. And it's always a good thing to make sure it has a lift gate as well.
Yeah. I need to be looked at. Now I got a question. Did you take any courses when you were learning this? I know you said you're already dispatching, so I'm pretty sure you was already learning the ropes while you was doing this.
Right. I learned everything from just me. I had like 2 days of training when I first started Transportation Insight, but I've been there 4 years. So like I said, like I was telling you, my expertise was in watching reefer loads though. So that was watching big trucks, and it was food line loads. So, yeah. So eventually, like I said, I just want to add on to my fleet when I finally get, set.
I like it. I told you when I met her, I'm like, dang, she doing all this school teachers, teachers like that. I said, when somebody intrigue me like that, I said, don't you worry about it. Let me go ahead and get your number. Let me get your number. But man, Miss Reinhardt, I truly appreciate you for definitely coming on here. We've been looking for somebody, especially with your expertise, to give us step-by-step guidance on acquiring a box truck, or even a Sprinter van, to start, working for Amazon, or start working for the different companies that you said, which was what again, Bristol? You said you can have Empire, Selectus. She told y'all, it'd be a wise decision if you can move under your business name and try to acquire you a box truck, for tax reasons, of course. She even told y'all what size box truck to get. Anything over 26 feet, you need a CDL. So try to keep it under 26 feet. So Mr. Bristol, do you have any questions for Miss Reinhardt?
No, she answered
all of it. Yeah. Hey, we don't even gotta get a course no more. Right. We don't gotta get a course. Miss Reinhardt, like I say, I appreciate you.
Let me shout out this bank too, because I do know some people have trouble getting started. And so what I also done, and I don't know, I needed to build that business credit as well. So Mountain Biz is a bank in Asheville. And so they like to work with first time business owners as well. So they'll go through with you, write your business plan, help you write your business plan, all that. Of course, I didn't have to do none of that because mine was they was questioning me, wow, we might need to get you to sit down and do. But like I said, I'm teaching my 8th graders to do this. Right. And so all you need together is to present your business idea, have your business plan written down, Pat. And so my first, they gave me $15,000. I'm not saying gave, it's a loan, but you know how hard it is to like people to come off on that. So yeah, they did. So that's what I started. I held that back basically. And so, like I said, I didn't really skip a beat. So like the money I was making, you know, I was able to pay my driver. So it wasn't like waiting. So I didn't factor. When you jump onto companies, they'll ask you if you want to factor. And that means you're getting your money within 2 days or 3 days, but they take like 3% out. I want all my money at one time. So that's another thing too. So sorry, but yeah, I forgot to mention that.
That's great.
It is. And a third thing, I keep hearing you say you're a school teacher. I don't heard you say that, but I hear you say you're an 8th grade school teacher and you're teaching your students on entrepreneurship and business. They was not teaching this when I was in school. I'm telling you now.
Is that a specific class or you just doing
It's a class. It's a class.
Oh, that's what's up.
I don't, yeah, because they don't have a curriculum down here.
We didn't have that at all.
Right.
It's a class. So I make mine go full force, with it. Cause I mean, like I told them, it can be an idea right now. And, you know, kids out here making money with businesses, you know.
Definitely, most definitely.
More than adults.
Yeah.
Digital real estate and everything. Now I do add on to what Ms. Reinhardt did say. If anybody is looking to build business credit, and she just gave you a phenomenal bank, mountainbizworks.org. And you said they actually have a physical location in Asheville?
Right. And so if you get on with them, I mean, they have credit counseling, they have little seminars, little resources where like someone will sit down with you if you don't understand Excel, if you don't understand stuff like that. So it is a very resourceful bank. Not just out to get the money.
I said how they brought up the net 30s too. You had to start your net 30s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How many net 30s do you have?
2. I actually also too with my bank that I went through. Some banks you have to have a certain amount to jump in with businesses. Bank of America, I do have a business credit card with them. $6,000 limit. I'm a go ask for an increase here in a little bit, but yeah.
What about Navy Federal? Have you thought about them?
So with Navy Federal, I do have a personal account with them, but until I talked to you, I didn't know they done business. So
yeah, and I'm gonna still tap in with you because like I say, I'm gonna take you to the next level with this credit stuff. It's very dangerous. Like I say, you can utilize them. I know friends right now, they get like $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 credit card limit. So more than that, and that just off of pulling off the 700 TransUnion score. If you definitely know somebody who's in good credit standing, definitely get them to be authorized user, a trade line, if they trust you and stuff like that. That's a different route you can take, but 9 times out of 10 she already talking about this in her school system. Teachers, y'all need to do what Miss Reinhardt doing. Get them kids right. They ain't teaching this, man. Get them right.
I'm getting them right. Hey, I do my friends too. I've had them as authorized users, especially ones that I know serious about like buying a house. I know I could have been selling my trade lines, but I didn't. So I look out. Yeah, they know.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And I'm gonna look out for you for looking out for us with this information.
Awesome.
You just after this, I'm gonna text your phone. And like I told you, it's a good whatever day good for you. We can start working on yours and see what we can do. Acquire you a box truck. Or the second Sprinter van. However you want it. However you want to go that route. You want to go that route.
Look, I want that G-Wagon.
I
need the G-Wagon. Hey, but yes, tap into Mercedes. Like I said, they look for people to come with like business, with businesses to get cars like PG it, get it out. Or Ford as well. Ford will do it. Alley Financial. All of those are good companies. Right. I think Alley has a high interest rate, but Mercedes interest rate was on point, so I went for it.
Okay. Well, she just told y'all two different platforms to use. I mean, corporations to use to acquire you a Sprinter van. They don't. Do they sell box trucks as well?
Too.
Allie.
No, that's
So
just
Allie,
Oh, they
Ford was gonna put me a little box truck together. I think it was only it might have only been a 16-foot or 20. I think it was 16-foot because after I looked at it, I was like, this, I'd come out better getting. It's just lengthwise longer than the Mercedes, but same carrying the same stuff. Like you're not going to get too much offered more from that. But Ford was going to put me a little box truck together, and it was fine. It was going to be financed through Ally. But I'm glad I held off, and I think they were asking for like $3,000 or $4,000 down as well.
Right. Yeah, we need to really look into it. I know some friends who don't want on Craigslist, on Facebook Marketplace, but you gotta be very, very careful. And they say when you're first starting off, it's better you go ahead and just finance you one because you're already in the market and you have to worry about the engine messing up.
Yeah, you don't want to be paying repairs. Yes.
Yeah.
So Mercedes maintenance is every like 20,000 miles. So I'm at my 20,000. So they were behind in maintenance though. So I'm waiting to get that in. So that's why I really hadn't went like long distance. My driver is dying to go West Coast. I hadn't tried that yet. Just trying to keep it like North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia. That's all we've been running lately.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, I can be your driver. No, I'm messing with you. But Ms. Long, yeah, that's great information, man. It's real dope information. Like I say, hey, she gave you everything you needed to acquire you a Sprinter van. If you want to get a box truck as well, man, it's like I say, and I know there's different. What if somebody was wanting to be a dispatcher? What's a website that you would give them to be a dispatcher so they can learn the ropes and see how everything operates? Do you have any like programs or anything like that?
You know what? To be honest, dispatching. You know what a dispatcher is?
I mean, I'm guessing.
Now, your broker is what you want to be. Your broker is the person who gets the contracts, gets to set up like where your load goes. And so you have to pay a fee to be a broker. Your dispatcher is just the person like who's going to call and say, hey, what's your location? And they're just updating that in the computer. So like your broker is the person who coming through with the loads, asking you, hey, now don't get me wrong, dispatching, because I was with the company. So like on the weekends, if the load fell through, I would have to like find a company to come and substitute. So I was just really changing out companies. So, but as far as finding the loads, that's really like what your broker do. But I guess like people who, it's really nothing to it. You just have to understand basically mileage, how much gas is, and what kind of economy you're really coming into. It's really common sense.
Right. Now I'm glad you brought up gas again and mileage. Do you use any apps or any electronic beams or anything to help you track your gas or your mileage? Or
there is a website, but I just know just from doing it.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking, like I said, once you start, moving through your business and you start writing it off, then I know they love to see receipts. They love to see receipts doing that.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking that.
So with Bank of America, the app Bank of America is linked to QuickBooks. So every time I scan my card in QuickBooks, I just hit, well, it actually will sync itself. But if it don't, then I'm syncing it myself. But QuickBooks is the best thing. Like, and then that's just what my accountant goes in and sees. And so even within a week, I can see how much I done using gas and all of that. QuickBooks categorizes everything. And that's like a $20 fee a month, but it's well worth it.
Most definitely, if you write it off.
So you're your own dispatch and broker at the same time, basically, is what you.
Right.
She's all in one.
Yeah.
One and only. One and only. Then I heard you say you had a CPA, a certified public accountant. How much would that run you every month?
So I just pay at the end of the year because, like I said, I'm using QuickBooks. And so like, I just give them, with login purposes, and they just go in and sync everything for me. Like I said, I still hadn't found out what my tax is looking like, but I'll let you know and let you know how I done. Right. But yeah, so at the end of the year, and like I said, I just try to hold back like a certain amount that I just sort of figure out what I'm going to have to pay in quarterly to the IRS. So that helps a little bit too.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. Hey, you gave us everything we needed. Might be a Ford tomorrow sent down. Might be a tomorrow.
I don't know about Ford because they got raggedy vehicles.
You say Ford got the raggedy vehicles?
Yeah.
Well, it just depends.
Hey, but it's brand new. It'll be under warranty. So
yeah, it's brand new. I thought you like Ford. That's what you tell me you like Ford.
I like Ford stock a little bit, but
okay, yeah, he's stock man. He loves stock. Most definitely.
And even that depends on the price, but
yeah, most definitely. Well, Miss Reinhardt, I thank you again. This was a dope conversation. I learned a lot. Definitely going to watch this about 3-4 times. And start getting started. So, BLN, this is Miss Reinhardt, and me and Bristol got some more content coming out next week for y'all. So, BLN, peace. Miss Reinhardt, thank you once again, and we out of here.
thank you.